Hey, what is going on YouTube? I've got a video today. I'm shuffling some stuff around, trying to clean up a little bit and trying to reorganize some of the diecast collection as far as what I'm displaying, what I'm storing, rotating, the display stuff to storage, the storage stuff to display, and trying to just organize in general. And I've had a couple people ask me to do a video on this, and since this is part of today's reorganization, I figured I would make this video. This is way off scale from what I've been doing lately with all the vintage JDM stuff. So this is like as polar opposite as you can get from a diecast standpoint. Anyhow, I'm going to talk about some Matchbox Convoys and Peterbilts because I really like the Peterbilt casting. I buy them when I find them. If I'm out and I find one, I will buy it. Doesn't really matter the collection. Really, the only thing that matters is the price. So I'll start with this guy here. This one is definitely played with and loved. This is the Cement Company Limited. You can see smokestack. Both of them are broken. But it does have a functioning cement mixer. And these Peterbilts were just awesome, which is why I like them. So this is copyright 1981. It is a 1 to 80 scale. It is a plastic base, but still a pretty decent weight to it. These old Matchbox trucks are just awesome. They roll really well. They seem to hold up really well. So that is that one. This one here, same casting. This is a newer casting. Actually, I don't know because the copyright's 81, but I know that didn't come out in 81. I think that was probably a late 80s or early 90s release, and I think this one was a late 90s. It's the same truck. This is a fresh blister pull. I open all my die casts, so this has never been played with. It is in perfect mint condition, and it is an awesome Peterbilt, just like the other, just a different color. Awesome truck. So I really dig this casting, and it's all die cast metal from basically from the rear bumper all the way to the front. This whole assembly here is plastic. The base is plastic. The wheels and tires are plastic, and the smokestacks are plastic. But the cab, the bed, and the front end is all die cast. So another cool Peterbilt there. Now another way you could get the Peterbilt, which is a different casting, but it's the same design. It's just the back end is, you can tell it's a different tool. This is early 90s release, I think, but this is the fuel truck. And this is another one that is loose mint, that it's a fresh blister pull, never been played with, so the chrome is pretty much perfect. And this back piece is plastic, but all of the rest of this is die cast. So this is another one in really nice shape. I mean, it's as mint as you'll find it, loose. And this has the shell livery, which is awesome. I love the actual fuel themed trucks. And I have another one of those. This one's really cool too. This one I think is a little harder to find. It came on a different card from the Indy 500 racing cars and trucks that were released. I think this was early 90s. And this thing is awesome too. And this is also a fresh blister pull, loose mint. Everything about it is pretty much perfect. And one cool thing about this casting with the Peterbilt is they have a driver in the driver's seat. So to me, that's pretty cool. I had at one point a Saturday Night Live one with Bill Murray from, I forget what the sponsorship. I need to track that down. It's a pretty pricey one, but it has rubber tires. It's just sick. I need to find that one again. I had it when I first started collecting, and there was a chiver that wanted it. Anyways, so those are some of the Peterbilts, and I think I'll probably have another Peterbilt or two to show you. Actually, well, I do, but before I do, I'll show you this one. This is from, I don't know what release it is, but it was one of the more premium releases, and this is a Mack. It's a Coca-Cola Mack. This one has rubber tires with tread. Did not come with a trailer, but it is pretty cool that it has the capability to pull a trailer. Awesome detail for a Matchbox. The big difference between the Matchbox and the Hot Wheels semis is the Hot Wheels ones don't have the capability of pulling a trailer. You have to drill on most of them. This one's ready to go. You can hook up a trailer and you're good to go. It rolls real nice. So that's the Mack. This one here was another one that I got in a trade, but I cracked it out of the blister, so it is also loose mint. It did yellow a little bit in the packaging, but it's still a really cool piece. This is the FedEx box truck, and I think this is a Volvo. I want to say this is a Volvo. Yep, it is. There it is. Volvo. So really cool little box truck. Volvo. This is an older piece. This is like mid-80s, I think. And this is a tough, actually this is a pretty hard one to find, I think, on card. And it's cool because the back pops off and you've got a Volvo flatbed. So pretty awesome there, I think. And got a couple more. This is another Peterbilt. This is just a generic Peterbilt, and it's in played with condition, but it's not too terrible. It's not great. You can see the chrome is rubbing off. But another pretty cool Peterbilt semi, ready to pull a trailer. This truck, I keep it with my Matchbox semis, and it's similar to a Matchbox, but not a Matchbox. But it's just an awesome truck. I found this at a thrift store for $25, I think, if I remember correctly. And this is a Majorette NASA semi. Rolls really nice. Got the red wheels. Definitely played with. And it was definitely loved by someone. So I have that. That's the only actually, no, I have a couple more that are not Matchbox. This one here is a little hauler. This is a Mercedes transporter. And I actually found this not that long ago at a Walgreens, of all places. And the only reason I bought it is because it's a car hauler, and it's actually a pretty decent car hauler at that. Not as nice as the M2s, but pretty sweet, I think, nonetheless. And how did I have it? I had the NASA here. So now we're going to get into some of the well, this is a cheapie. This is like a China, just a Hong Chong, real cheap. Got a Micro Machine Ford Bronco, the only Micro Machine in my collection. I love Ford Broncos, so I figure if I was going to have one, that would be the one. And then we've got a Tootsie Plymouth. Is it a Belvedere or a Fury? I don't know. I don't know if it's the Belvedere or the or the Fury, but it is a Tootsie toy that has been loved, and these Tootsie toys are pretty cool. This is the only one I have, so I don't have a whole lot of those. But the semi on this is okay. It's actually pretty decent for being just a cheap Hong Kong. It rolls decent. I cannot get the trailer unhitched, so I think it's meant to be permanently hitched. Well, I don't think it is, though, because this folds down. I'll have to look at that a little bit closer to see if I can get that off. And I keep the Tootsie on top of that one. And I think I found that at a antique mall for like $1. So now we're going to get into some of the better ones. This is another antique mall find. Paid $1 for it. This is the City Chevrolet. It's not in mint condition, but it's not bad. The semi itself is pretty decent. It has a little bit of play wear. The trailer is in a little bit worse condition, but it's all still there. The back opens. Everything is functioning. So pretty cool in that respect, but you can see it's definitely been played with and loved. All right, now we're going to get into the last 5, which are my 5 favorite. This one here, I'm missing the rocket. Whoa, missing the rocket on this, but this is a I forget which casting or which model this. Oh, it's a Kenworth. Okay, so this is a Matchbox Kenworth. This has a 1981 copyright base on it. It looks somewhat similar to the Thunder Roller from Hot Wheels. This one has the NASA graphics. Here's the trailer. This is not the matching trailer, but it's pretty close. This set came with a rocket on the trailer. So, pretty cool little setup there. And then one that I like a lot is this IndyCar transporter. And these have actually gone up in price online because people buy these to do their customs. Because they're real easy to customize, and you can do this in whatever livery you're going to do your car, and then, you know, then you have a sweet custom car with a sweet custom transporter. So, really cool little set. It's crazy what people try to get for these now just because they are in a higher demand. And it's understandable why. I mean, this is all die cast from front to back. It's a real heavy piece. The base is all plastic. This part here is plastic, but everything that's red is all die cast Zamac. So this piece up here is Zamac. You got your horn back here. I like this one. It's got some pretty sweet graphics on it, I think. Scotch Video Cassettes is very nostalgic. I think that's an awesome sponsor badge. So, and you got the old Diet Pepsi logo and Target. So as far as these go, I think this is one of the better ones with the sponsorships on it, just because of just the nostalgia of the videotapes and having a company as big as Target and Diet Pepsi also. So I really like this piece. It's probably one that will never leave my collection. The next few, this is one that I think is pretty pricey if you try to find it online. It came out after this, but it was a little bit different. I'll start with the Semi, which is just another Peterbilt. This is also loose mint. I cracked this out of the blister less than a year ago, so never played with. Perfect condition. And then the trailer is this. Now the second time they brought this out, the trailer, it was just a box trailer like the City Chevrolet. This one, they're cargo containers that come off, and they're actually interchangeable with the FedEx box truck. They're not exactly the same. Actually, these ones will go on that, but this one, because of the bottom of it, won't set properly on this. But still a pretty cool little set. You have your over-the-road transport, and then you have your local distribution transport box truck. So I like this FedEx one quite a bit. It's a pretty tough one to find, I think. And more, these Matchbox Convoys are getting tougher to find just in general. Another one that I found relatively recently is this one here. And this is one of my favorites because everybody loves Nintendo. And this is another one that I found on a mint card and cracked it open. The back opens. Just an awesome piece there with the Nintendo. And the only vintage Matchbox transporter that I have is this Lesney here. It's an auto transport, and it's freaking sweet. It's heavy, it's big, and it's got suspension. This thing is no joke. So here, you can see the suspension. There is a hydraulic pump here, or a hydraulic shock here that is broken, so that's unfortunate, but it's a very nice transporter, and it fits just about any 1 to 64, probably even up to 1 to 55 scale. So this is a really cool vintage Matchbox transporter. The back opens just like so. So anyways, that is my current collection. Now, recently, I have acquired a couple more that I want to crack open real quick. And I don't do this very often. In fact, I don't know. I'm sure I've cracked all these that I have cracked. I've done on camera, but this one here is going to go really nice with the red Nintendo one. This is the Super Mario from the Nintendo 64. This is one of the later ones that came out in '97. So this is probably the newest one of all of the ones that I have. That FedEx one, I think, was 1989 or 90. So this is about 10 years newer than that. And this is the Peterbilt truck. There we go. So this is going to be a nice little pair with the red Nintendo. And I really dig it. I like these castings. I think they're really cool. It's a Mario. Not sure I would have done yellow, but I've already got red, so the yellow will look nice next to the red. Both with Nintendo livery. So I got that one, and then this one here, I don't have this Matchbox casting. This release was a UK exclusive, I believe. These were not available here in the United States. And a guy local to me just acquired a whole collection of these. So I might pick up a few more of them. This was the one that I saw that I was like, I don't know, I just really wanted it. Wimpy Hamburgers. That's a fast food joint in the UK. A popular burger joint. And I thought the livery and the graphics on this were just sweet. So this is the one I picked. I'm a loose collector, so I open everything. Before I pull it out, though, here's the back. This is 1987, so this type of stuff has gotten pretty difficult to come across. If you do find it on eBay or whatever, people try to get for these is just ridiculous. So there's empty box, garbage. We'll start out with the trailer. The trailer, I think, is the same. It's the same setup and tooling as the yeah, same as the Nintendo trailers. So that's pretty cool. What really makes it awesome, though, is just the graphics on it. The Wimpy. Really, really cool. That has a real vintage look to it. Almost looks 1970s. And then the back opens on all of these. This base is metal, the box is plastic. But really cool little trailer there. But what's really cool is this truck, because this is the first and only in my collection. So that's awesome on the wind. I don't know what those are called. Wind screen or whatever. You have the Wimpy logo. And this is just a very unique casting. Sanya. And this is made in, what is that? Nakao? Made in Nakao? Very, very cool truck, though. I'm pretty stoked to have this one. It's a really good looking casting. So this is going to look good in the collection. Not that I collect a whole lot of these, but I try to pick up the cool ones. You know, sometimes I come across them and they're just real basic and they're not very eye appealing. So that type of stuff I just leave. But if the theme is you know, something to do with pop culture or something like that, then I'll usually try to pick them up, like FedEx and Nintendo and, you know, the City Chevrolet. I bought that because it was just $1. If they're $1, I'll buy it no matter what it is. But stuff like the Nintendos and the Wimpy and the FedEx, it's got to be the right theme for me to be interested in adding it. So, with that said, I think probably that's going to wrap up this video. And I've got at least one other video to do that is going to involve Hot Wheels, cracking open a Super, and some other cool stuff. So before I wrap this one up, quick overview. There's the FedEx and the NASA. There's your two Nintendos. There's the Wimpy. I love that truck. There you've got your Mack with a couple Peterbilts. Got your Volvo. Got your Kenworth flatbed there. That is awesome. There's your City Chevrolet. And there's your vintage Lesney auto transport with the two Peterbilt cement trucks on top. So that's going to do it for the Matchbox semi video. Big change of pace. I know a lot of you probably won't even watch this one just because it's probably not your thing, but I did get a couple requests, so figured I would go ahead and make a video on these since I had a couple of them to crack open. So thanks for checking it out. I'm going to clear this off and I'm going to crack open some really cool stuff. And so it'll be another video probably not too long after this one's up. So thanks a lot. I'll holler at the next video.